Hello and welcome back to Decoding the Algorithm. Today is the last episode 12, that is risk management, psychology, and passing prop firm challenges. And yeah, I've basically moved, so I'm going to be starting to post a lot more. And yeah, sorry for sounding a bit dead, it's just really early in the morning, but let's start with the video, right? So, let's talk about our number one rule, that is protecting your capital. So, uh, you should never risk more than 1% of your account per trade. You should never do it, right? And you should be always using a tight stop loss on every trade. If we are going into a trade with 2%, and let's say the account has 4% max drawdown, so you literally need to take two trades, and if you lose them, then you lost your account, right? Um, but a lot of you probably already know this, right? So 1%. And for risk to reward, we are always going to stick for a minimum to 1 to 3. If it's not possible, then try not to take the trade. But if everything is going according to the plan, everything is working, right? You see a perfect set of forming, but it's like for a 1 to 1 or 1 to 2, then right, sure. But a 1 to 3 is what you should be always focusing on. A 40% win rate is all you need to be profitable, and this is the most important one. So if you win a trade, you get off. If you lose that trade, go with 50% less capital. So if on a 50K account the entry was with $500, the next trade you are going to enter with $250, so 50% off, right? And if you lose it again, then you get off. Um, so this is the logic that I always go into trades, even if I enter with 1K. Let's say, my stop gets hit, then I enter with 500, right? For the same 1 to 3 ratio. Because if that doesn't form, then I'm just not taking a trade again, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious. But that's for protecting your capital. And let's talk about, again, this is going to be a bit hard, but imagine this is a chart, right? We have our, I don't know, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? So let's say you entered the trade right here, right? So somewhere like right here, right? Your stop loss should be going below right here. So this is your stop loss, like this, right? This is where you should be putting it. Um, it's guaranteed with the max safety, right? If it does take out your stop loss, then price is going to start going bearish, right? So you got manipulated in this move, but you should be always putting your stop loss below, not somewhere like 500 points down, right? No, that is stupid. Like literally, if nothing of this happened, right? Like literally, two candles appeared, you enter on them, you put your stop loss right here, below it. So that's like 20 points, maybe something like that, right? And target the opposing liquidity that is up here, whatever, or put your standard deviation and based on it, enter, right? Um, if you entered right here, right, same thing, like somewhere like right here, right? We took this liquidity out. Let's say, we took it out, but we are being in bullish scenario, right? In uptrend, broken a drop, and price does a little bit of a retracement. You enter off based on that retracement. You again target whatever where you should be putting your stop loss. Same thing again right here. Right, this is your stop loss. stop loss. If you entered on the retracement, right? Um, I don't know even how to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so just keep it right there. Don't put it here, okay? This is not where we want to be putting it. We are putting our stop loss right here. Yeah, I think that's for it. So, uh, this is the real battleground, right? So, the biggest challenge and the biggest struggle that the most traders have is with themselves. It is not about the model they use, the strategy, the knowledge, what they are trading. It is your mind, your psychology, your patience, your discipline, and your will to actually succeed. Because what was the statistic like 90 something percent or like 95% lose, right? Um, that is like literally you can answer to that question easily, right? They are literally gambling. Like that is it. They're literally gambling, and that's why they are not succeeding. They can maybe learn whatever, right? They can learn, they can get new information, observe this and try that, and they're gambling and they are blaming the system, the chart, the strategy. But that is not the problem. The problem is themselves, and I was one of them also, right? Yeah, I was also gambling at one point. I was like, nah, bro, they're like, yeah, I was basically just gambling at one point in the charts. And what really helped me was taking a notepad and writing everything down. Writing everything down, like literally for just don't take a trade for a whole week. Go into a chart, take your notepad, and not don't write it on your PC phone. Take a pen, take a notebook, and write everything there, right? And basically write what you are feeling before the market opens, what you are feeling when your setup starts appearing, and what are you feeling when you didn't take a trade. If you are going into a week without taking a trade, yes, that might seem a lot, right? Everyone wants to make money. A week is a lot, right? A week is a lot. You can get a lot of stuff done in a week. But literally, just take a week off and focus on yourself. Just tape read. Literally, just tape read and write everything down that you are feeling. When a setup appears, you write it down, you write the time, then you go and watch it again, right? Because, you know, you maybe end up losing a trade and you go later on and watch the chart, what did it do? And there were like so many setups, high probability setups, right? That you just missed, right? I guarantee that's happened to everyone a lot of times, but they're like literally like when I'm in a chart and like because um the biggest problem for me was patience and FOMO, fear of missing out. Because let's say, I don't know, sell liquidity gets swept, I'm entering a long, and my stop loss gets hit, right? That was a long time ago, but that was a problem. Like I was just entering trades, and then it got to a point that I didn't even enter on trades because I was just losing them. I was scared to enter on. Maybe in high probability setup appeared, and I just didn't take the trade because I was scared. And for the patience, patience is the key to success in your life for everything. Patience is patience is something really extraordinary that is in our lives, and a lot of people are not patient. Not at all. When and I'm strictly talking about patience when making money, not doing daily tasks, right? I'm only talking about money. And I know everyone wants to rush, make a lot of money, make it fast. But if you are working hard, you are putting the work in, you are focusing on making money, patience is what is going to keep you sane, and patience is what is going to bring you success, right? When you start rushing everything goes sideways, right? Everything goes out, like you just don't start thinking, you just start stressing and making dumb decisions. Literally, all you need is patience. And yeah, like also you can test this out easily by going onto a chart. Same thing again. When you don't see a setup, just wait 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes, right? If a setup didn't appear, then you are just not taking a trade. And that is basically for the real battleground. That is you. And this is the final exam. So, problem challenges only test your discipline and risk management, right? That is basic knowledge. Okay, I would even say more discipline because problems are literally you buy an account that guarantees you buy an account for, let's say, like $50, right? And you can make thousands of dollars off the $50, right? I mean, that seems absolutely insane. And yes, you can do it. But what is the problem? Why people are losing prop firms? That is because of their discipline. Because prop firms has consistency rules, showdown rules, um, news trading, right? Contract sizes, whatever. And everything that they have in their rules, it comes down to discipline, right? And I just really want you guys to think about all of the rules. Don't look at them as rules, right? Look at them as discipline. Literally look at them like discipline. Because everything that they name, what you have to follow, are the problems that you are problems that you have in trading. It is not saying, oh, you need to learn this strategy, you need to know this rules. Yeah, you need to know order flow, you need to go in there, do this, do that. No, that is not what they are asking. They are literally asking consistency rule, right? Some platforms even don't have a consistency rule. And your risk management. Because you lose a trade, you take another trade, you lose it, you take another trade, you lose it. Bro, that is literally your fault. That is nobody's fault. They're trying to teach you discipline. If you don't understand it, then you will not succeed. I'm sorry, but you will not succeed. And you can get mad. You can say, oh, yeah, I will succeed, bro. This is stupid, bro. How are you going to succeed if you literally cannot win? I mean, get even payouts from stupid rules, right? From actually stupid rules. And that's why I just recommend going in with a 1 to 3 because it will always stay in the rules, and you can go with a small risk, or let's say again a 50K account. You need 3%, right? Something like that to pass it. And if you literally go with 1% on 1 to 3, that is like 3 trades you need to win, right? imagine like you take three trades, but in like 2 weeks, if a high probability setups appear, not every day, but I'm saying when a high probability setup appears, don't rush it. Don't rush the freaking trades, okay? You don't want to be taking trades unnecessary. Go and backtest the best days that your strategy works and let everything come to you and everything will work out. So again, this was the last episode, decoding the algorithm. And yeah, I've just moved right to a different country, so a lot of content is going to come out. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. And I mean, it's just basic stuff, but literally, I just want you to think about the prompt firm challenges, not look at them as rules, but as a discipline and how you can work on it to always succeed, right? And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.